Oh, hey, didn't notice you here. It's babyface Ikenna, and just here in my garden. And you know what's more important than plants? Knowledge, specifically learning languages and how to get girls with learning languages. So in this video, I want to talk about how learning languages has transformed my dating life. How have I been able to get the girls? The girl again?
Yeah.
Why? The girl and more girls. And what? It's not good? So that was my intro. Wow, what an intro. But seriously, this is a big video because one, that's a massive bug. It's a huge video because I'm actually gonna be revealing who my girlfriend is, and I'm not joking around with that. Like, you're gonna see her later in this video. She's holding the camera right now. It's gonna be a big shock to you guys. Ah, fuck. There's a spider web. Shit. Do I still look good? But the most important thing is how can you take your language learning struggles and your trials and tribulations and everything that it takes to learn a language. But the most important thing is how can you apply your language learning to dating. So before I reveal who my girlfriend is, let's have a talk, shall we? Let's talk about motivation and really motivate someone to learn a new language. Oftentimes, if that someone is a horny teenage boy, it is definitely the girls. And often, if it is a girl who's watching a lot of K-pop, it's the boys. Oppa. But seriously, that attraction factor that potentially, if I learn this language, I could find someone that I could date, I could find someone that I might end up marrying, is a huge motivating factor, and it's something that you should really use.
That you might end up marrying?
And it's really something you should end up using for motivation if you're single. If you're not single, well, that's probably not the best kind of motivation. So. And if you're curious, does learning another language, for example, if you guys know me, I speak 7 languages. I'm on my 7th right now, which is Spanish. For French, for Dutch, for Russian, I've went out and I've met girls, and being able to speak the language, even if it's not perfect, does help. I mean, it's the case. If you're speaking someone's mother language, it's easier for you to connect with them, and that goes double for any girl or guy that you're trying to flirt with. It's really hard to connect on a deep level with someone if you don't speak a little bit of their language, especially their native language, no matter how good they are at English, for example. So how has learning another language really affected my dating life? Actually, my girlfriend, the one that's holding the camera, I would not have, and we would have not met each other had I not learned French, which is absolutely crazy to think about. The fact that my decision to I gotta learn French today, and let me get through it. Let me be disciplined. Let me get it done. That decision, well, those series of many decisions like that, actually led to me being able to get a girlfriend who speaks French. For example, she found my video, a French video I did on YouTube, and because of that video, she liked my vibe and she wanted to reach out to me. And so without further ado, and without having to continuously call her my girlfriend instead of her first name, I am truly honored to introduce my girlfriend, Her Imperial Majesty. Welcome!
So yes, we are together. I don't even know,
When a papa bear really likes a mama bear and they really like each other. So yeah guys, we are together. We're a thing, we're an item, we are
a team. A team?
Duh. We are DJ.
Turn it up.
But yeah, we're together now. She's my first girlfriend ever, and yeah, we're very, very happy, and we're gonna go into all the specifics in a later video. So if you have any questions for us, how it all happened, definitely leave them down below. Was that loud?
Yeah, that was actually loud.
Right now is the Love Doctor Ikenna show. So I asked you guys for some questions on the good old YouTube story and Instagram as well. If you're not
And I am actually gonna ask you those questions.
Yeah, you're gonna ask me these questions?
Yeah.
So yeah, I asked you guys for some help on YouTube stories and also Instagram, which you should follow me there if you're not followed already. It's Ikenna Obim, trying to hit 10K. But I asked you guys...
Just sliding it in there.
Just sliding into them DMs, you know. Like you slid into my DMs at all.
I slide it into the DMs. Okay. But you answered, so I'm just saying.
Yes, I answered because...
If I didn't slide, we probably wouldn't have been together.
Yes, because I looked at my DMs, I was like, who is this anime character? This is the most beautiful girl I've ever seen. And
I was like, who's this weird guy? But he got cool content.
C'est pas drôle, mec. C'est pas drôle, mec.
That's very marrant.
So yeah, I asked you guys, dating and language learning, what do you guys want to know? What is that juicy, tantalizing information that you just can't live without? And I'm going to be answering it right now. And Brenda's going to be asking me the questions that you wrote, and I am going to be answering them to the best of my abilities. Okay, hajime shouka.
Do you have another SD card? Or not at all?
Two of them. So first thing first.
I have the phone.
Hey.
Let me see now who's sliding in your DM.
Oh no. This will be the first question. Is it attractive to know?
Is the language learning scene as attractive?
You know, I am always no Obama this time. So is language learning seen as attractive? Yeah, definitely. It's probably one of the most attractive things that you can do, because it's not necessarily just physical. It's not, oh, you're going to the gym, you're getting a nice body, or oh, you have a lot of money to buy nice clothes. It's really almost like working out for your mind, and the fact that you taught yourself a language or multiple languages is one of these things where it's like, it's just, I think it's a naturally impressive thing. And one of the things that she likes to do is always be like, he speaks 7,000 languages. I'm like, no, I only speak 5. He speaks 9,001. Okay.
It's like crazy, because like every time I meet people, I brag about like how many languages you speak.
Yeah, and for me, that's the thing. For me, I'm not one to brag. It feels very awkward to me if I'm gonna be like, hey, by the way, I speak 7 unless like people really ask. Usually I say I love learning languages, and people say, what languages do you know? And I say, my languages, and they're like, NANI?
So for you don't think it's like something that like you want to brag about?
Okay, so for example, if you're like trying to seduce someone and you want to like kind of bring up casually, oh, I happen to speak a lot of languages. Like most things in life, I'd say show, don't tell. So the best thing would be if you're out, taking your girl or your guy out on a date, and all of a sudden, you hear some Chinese speakers and they're in the same elevator going to the same restaurant as you, and you start speaking to them because you've been studying a bit. That wow factor is 10 times anything that you could have got out of telling them that you speak the language when they actually see it in action. So
you want to like kind of like more surprisingly.
Surprise is always the best.
Introduce.
Surprise is the best.
I think it's attractive.
Et voilà, you heard it from the source.
It is attractive. I mean, if someone, because it's like for you, it's a talent. I think, as for me, singing is my talent. I don't know if you found that singing.
Singing is my talent as well. Oh, mister!
No, it's not!
I know his phone password.
Yeah, that's how you know someone loves you.
The second question is, when wanting to date someone who speaks a language you're learning, what are the best phrases to learn first in that language?
I would say it's anything that has to do with flirting. You're so beautiful, your amazing blue hair is just the greatest. How to say beautiful? How do you say, do you want to go out to dinner with me? How do you say, you know, do you want to go see a movies, or you know, do you want some wine, or do you want to go for a drink?
Something that would be cute is something that stands out a little bit too.
Yeah,
something
definitely.
Not too basic,
Yeah.
you know, but like something that for you get to know the other person as well.
Yeah. Maybe like, what are your hopes and dreams, and what are your goals, and you know, something. Make people talk about themselves, and make people, and also you find out a lot more about a person if you say like, what is the biggest dream in your life? Really, if I'm flirting or dating with someone in English, I really have to ask these questions, like the deeper ones. Mm-hmm. So it's not the first thing probably to do when you're trying to learn a language, but definitely if it's a real possibility, you're in Tinder in a foreign country or something, you know, ask them about their hopes and dreams. So, someone asked, can you make a video how to flirt with French girls? Alors,
Oh no! How would you flirt with a French girl? Knowing that I'm a French girl.
Oui, je peux dire seulement bonjour, je m'appelle Ikenna. En fait,
Ikenna.
oui, enchanté. En fait, ça veut dire, bon, c'est nigérien d'origine, et ça veut dire le pouvoir de Dieu.
Oh, ok.
Oui. Donc, voulez-vous coucher avec moi ce soir?
Ok. Anna, j'ai un gabion qui me parle! Most people say the best way to learn a language is by dating someone who speaks the language natively.
Mm-hmm.
So Ikenna, do you think friendship with a native speaker have the same effect?
That's actually a very good question. So I tend to agree. I think not necessarily the best way to learn a language natively, although it's probably definitely the easiest, and you get a very intimate understanding of the language, very intimate. I think friendship is great. The only thing is love is very, very strong, and the fact that you love someone, you can spend all your time being with them. You know, it's more of a time question, or it's a question of time. So if you have a friend that you're always hanging out with, almost the same amount or even more than you would be with like a girlfriend, then it's practically the same. And maybe even if your friend is like, you're very comfortable talking to your friend versus like not as comfortable talking about all subjects with your girlfriend, then maybe you even learn more. But it really depends. It's gonna be good, but it's not gonna have the same effect as someone that you love and that loves you. Especially someone that loves you in a romantic sense is probably going to be much more tolerant and patient with mistakes and errors, and wants to educate you and wants to see you grow. Friend will as well, but probably not to the same degree, I think.
I feel like friendship and a relationship with someone is, you know, it's two different approach of learning the language to me.
It's good to have both,
yeah,
to be honest.
But like it depends too, because you know, before we were dating, we were friends, so I don't know, there's this certain like relationship that you can, I just see the difference when you like friends and when you're like with the person, you learn different type of talk, and you learn different type of talk or slang.
Yeah.
And
like for example, you love
you
someone, they're upset on the phone to their mom, and they're using all these words you've never heard before, versus when you're only with a friend, a lot of situations don't arise. So yeah, we'll do one more.
Okay. Will there be tension in the relationship if I only know intermediate level of that person's language?
I don't think there should be too much tension. It depends if the other person speaks. Like, if you guys share a language that you both speak well, or if like she doesn't speak any other language than the one that she speaks and you speak it only at an intermediate level. Those are two completely different things. If for example, with me and Brenda, if I speak French at an intermediate level and we both speak English, that's really good, because then I'm not perfect, but she can try to make me perfect in the sense that she can correct my things. She knows English, she knows my thought patterns and stuff like this. But if she was only speaking French, there would be some tension. It would be a bit harder, as relationships are really built on good communication, and then when there's a bit of a language barrier, and if you aren't able to speak that person's language really well, that might pose some problems. But I mean, it's always a great challenge, and the fact is, when I've had, for example, like tutors like online on italki, and they could speak really good English, I would really just revert to speaking English with them. I would speak a little bit of the language I'm trying to practice, but I'm like, they speak English. However, the second someone doesn't speak English at all, it really forces you to learn, and it forces you to learn quick. So while there is probably going to be some tension in the beginning, it is one of the best things to be fully immersed in the language, and if your partner can tolerate it and they can stand you know, having an intermediate level or beginner level for now, then well, you're going to grow your language skills very, very quickly. So how do we close this video? So yeah, that was the video, guys. I'm very curious. I want to hear your thoughts. How has language learning impacted your dating life? Anyways, this has been your boy, and now your girl, and Brenamata.
You know what's fun about not knowing the language is that I can sing yogurt. What
the fuck is yogurt? Leave some comments, leave some questions. Peace out, guys. Bye-bye.